الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد, brothers and sisters, it is a time for the reaction video, and quite frankly there is a lot to react to, but we will not be able to react to everything. So I will select certain things that require some comments. Now, I have a bunch of disclaimers just so we can get set the record straight from the get-go. The first disclaimer is, I don't know how long this video is gonna be, so if you don't have the patience to listen, barakallah feek, just turn off the video and go watch something beneficial. Go listen to Sheikh Abdul Aziz Al-Haqqan or Abdurrahman Hassan or somebody. Go listen to someone and benefit from them. If this video is going to, if I'm gonna get later on, you wasted my time, you could have done this reaction video in 2 seconds instead of in 20 minutes, I'm not trying to hear that. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, this video is not to add fuel to the fire. This video actually is to be used to highlight certain principles and fundamentals that we've been speaking about for many years, and the people either purposely or mistakenly ignore and dismiss. So this will serve as a reminder and a wake-up call for the recipients of the da'wah, because at the end of the day, for many of you, this da'wah circus is quite baffling. You know, what's going on with all these people? Everybody's at everybody's case. It's like there's different camps and they collaborate and they fight. I could completely understand, if I were to be an outsider, how you would feel as though what's going on in the da'wah is problematic. And you have every right to believe so. And it is the case, to be honest with you. But basically, this shows you that those principles that we've spoken about, you need to understand as a recipient of the da'wah in order to filter things out, in order to sort things out, in order to know how to navigate in these difficult times. And just to remind everybody that there's a lot of ego involved, there's a lot of oppression involved, there's a lot of transgression involved, and we should all, including myself, seek refuge with Allah from the shaitan. I often find myself to be going overboard, and then I tone it down and I try to regulate, and I advise everybody else involved in da'wah to do the same. When people remind us, we should take the reminder. When people bring something to our attention, we should acknowledge it, provided that, two things, provided that the person does so in, I'm not going to say in a nice way, you don't have to be nice, but if you're going to be extremely insulting, people are not going to accept the advice. So as we will see later, if someone's going to come on my tweet and call me all kinds of names and then expect me to take that advice on board, you must be out of your mind to think so. Even if your advice is valid, even if the content is valid, it's been packaged so terribly that no one's going to accept it. It's like the Amazon guy delivers to you a cake inside of a feces box. And as soon as he stands at the door with the feces in his hand, a box made out of feces, the smell and the look is going to say, listen man, just tfaddal, yalla ruh, tawakkal ala Allah, amshi. I don't want whatever's in the box, because it's not, even if it's good, it hasn't passed. So you brothers who are so eager, especially the younger generation, you're so wild, man. You guys have you are so much in danger for loosely calling people all kinds of names and slandering people. And when you say that we do the same, by Allah, it's not the same. By Allah, it's not the same. Anytime we've made any claim against someone, wallahi ya akhwan, we have proof and evidence for it. When I say that Daniel has Khariji tendencies, or he's a Khariji, or he has done this, we have proofs and evidences that are available to the whole world to substantiate what we're saying. It's statements that he has said with his own mouth, whether personally or in public, in a public format. He's made those statements, they're out there. Anybody that we've criticized in the past, Yasir Qadi, Mufti Mank, everything is substantiated with evidence. Now the fact that you don't like the evidence, that's a whole other story. But everything is substantiated with evidence. As for you, when you say that I'm an agent, I'm a government agent, or I'm a bootlicker, or I am paid. Where's your evidence for that? Where's your evidence for that? Nothing. When you call us Madkhalis and Randkhalis and this and that, what is your evidence for that? Nothing. It's really some other guy coming up with a lie and you picking up the lie and then sharing it in the world. And then you will bear the sin of that. So differentiate between proper refutation based on evidence, academic, even though it might include some jokes and mockery. We ask Allah to help us minimize that. And an actual slander, which is what most of you brothers and sisters in the comment section or on social media are guilty of. Believe it or not, you're guilty of actual slander because you have embedded hatred towards certain people, and that hatred does not allow you to see the good. Watch how we don't roll the same way. Way back, Nu'man Ali Khan, who promoted him? I did. Then he went crazy, then we called him out. And even when we made a video, he took it down right now with copyright. Nu'man Khan, Ya akhi, ghafar Allahu lak. Even when you're being called out for your nonsense, even that you're going to hide from your followers. So please understand the reality of those refutations that were based on actual evidence that was made public. I'm saying, yeah, so your hatred allows you not to see. So if I hated Nu'man Ali Khan, I would have never promoted him. Similarly, go back to the talk about when Umar, Suleiman and Yaqeen Institute Fitna happened. Ask who was on the side of Daniel. When Abu Taubah and those other brothers were on his case, I defended brother Daniel because back then I truly thought and I truly appreciated his da'wah. Until now, by the way, until now, I still appreciate certain da'wah stances that he has. And this is the justice that is required of me and you and everybody. In spite of me disagreeing with him on so many things, we gotta call a spade. And justice has to be delivered. It doesn't mean now that I'm going to promote him because of that some of the good he has. No. Because the evil that he's promoting is far more than good. And in terms of gravity, it is on another level of deviance. But you will see that we're actually fair. Even against people that we disagree with, we don't have this personal issue that shapes our current positions. It's actually the halal and the haram, the haqq and the batil, what shape our decisions. You don't believe it? No problem. No problem. But don't you ever claim that Allah gave you access to what is in my heart and claim that you know, because you will be asked by Allah on Yawm al-Qiyamah. That's my advice to everybody who's been talking smack about me and other du'at. I was just reading the tweets against Brother Sajid. Shut up, you Madkhali. Shut up, you're hypocrite. Akhi, your face is the face of a CIA agent. How does someone say that? Ya akhwan, fear Allah. You will be asked by Allah on Yawm al-Qiyamah. The angels are writing this down. The angels are writing down his speech. So when you want to come and attack me and attack anyone else, I mean, come on now. Be selective with what you say. And don't invent and don't just come with hatred, and because of this hatred or because of you siding with one guy, go extreme, bazooka on the other guy. And then bear the consequences. I told you, man. So let's do a little reaction to this particular incident and see what happened there. So let me just give you some background. Suhaib Webb, we go way back, by the way. My beef with Suhaib is ancient. And we will see some parallels actually between his behavior back then and his behavior today. Anyways, he's known for being all over the place. And look, people are tripping over, wallahi, we're living in a sad time. People are actually tripping over his, promoting Playboy magazine or promoting transgender or promoting this and that. And this Daniel, or his whole paradigm is about liberalism, feminism, secularism, ism, chism, fism. This is his whole world. He does not care, and none of these people care, that Suhaib Webb is a burnt out Ashari Sufi. He is a burnt out to the core Ash'ari Sufi, and he has said it with his own mouth. I don't remember where. I've seen it way in the past. In his own mouth, he said, he's an Azhari graduate, Ash'ari Sufi. This guy's aqidah is the biggest problem that we have, way before any of those issues that Daniel is tripping over. This dude drove all the way to wherever that masjid is to rub in his face his mistakes, and the other guy did not even have the audacity to back down, or the bravery to back down. Talk about testicular fortitude. He doesn't have the testicular fortitude to admit that he was wrong, except after he went home and made a video when he was advised by people around him, like, yo, Sheikh, you're losing it, milkshake. So it's crazy. Nobody spoke about his aqidah, that he has a corrupt aqidah, besides his million other issues. Anyways, so let's see what happened.
Femme identifying people around the world.
Not on my tweets.
Yes, it is.
That part
AJ Plus is part of the tweet. Here's the tweet.
I was mistaken.
So I didn't lie about you.
But I think you're.
I didn't lie about
If you had called me,
So I didn't lie about it.
If you had called me. All right. So Suhaib has a problem with Daniel not calling him. Let's take you back in time. Do you read this, guys? This is Suhaib Webb, who had two problems with Daniel. Number one, that Daniel did not call him. Number two, that Daniel does not do his research. Now, he doesn't do his research, because he thinks that I am Milkshake. And I was never called Milkshake, never had anything to do with Milkshake. Milkshake was a brother who used to get my videos back when they were like less than 10 minutes, because I didn't, YouTube did not allow me to upload an entire video. He would get those videos and make little clips and upload them on his channel, under his channel, Milkshake. I had nothing to do with the brother. I only got to meet him some years later, by the way. So when that video was made, I believe I did not even know that Milkshake, I did not know about his existence. Allahumma, except that there's a YouTube channel called Milkshake. So this is Suhaib Webb not doing his research by assuming that I am Milkshake himself. So look what he was telling me back then.
and any of those big scholars who like to talk about people, if they don't have the testicular fortitude to speak to them in their face, they're cowards.
Wallah ya Sheikh, you didn't come and speak to me in my face. Does that make you a coward?
Say you can talk about Hamza Yusuf all you want in your closet. Go to the man's face and say, you know what, I think you're Ahlul Bidah.
Okay, but let me tell it to you in your face. I think you Ahlul Bidah. You are Ahlul Bidah.
Go to Yasir Qadhi. You so
Yasir
hard about Yasir Qadhi all day long. Go down to Memphis, Tennessee, because they got them country fellas, swamp people. Go to Sheikh Yasir and say, you know what, I think you're wrong.
Yasir Qadhi, I think you're wrong.
And I'll respect you. But for you to get a group of little teenage kids who live in the suburbs and got...
Okay, so I was given these lectures. I was given these lectures in Jeddah, where there are no suburbs and there were no teenage kids with IMAX, as you will say.
Nice IMAX. And their mom and daddy's got them full Skype with a credit card.
The actual attendees of my lectures were primarily grown-ups. There were a few teenagers, and they were not like the teenagers which you see in the video where he has with Danielle. It wasn't those type of people who would, walk around behind me and go and all this behavior. So all of these presumptions from him, first of all, thinking that I'm somewhere in the West perhaps, and that I'm with teenage kids, and that they're sitting there watching me and cheering me on and fanboying and all that. All this was absolutely baseless, and he didn't come to my face. But he expected me to travel from Saudi Arabia all the way to Memphis, Tennessee to tell Yasir Qadhi in his face, I think you Ahlul Bidah.
And they're able to sit there and listen to you all night long. Oh, you're just a really big, bad, brave man.
I am a big, brave, bag man.
And you don't even let people put comments on your YouTube page. You're so scared.
I'm not scared, Habibi, but I didn't let the people put comments because the comments were people promoting their deviants. It's my channel. I get to choose what is relayed to the subscribers of the channel. And that's common sense. You have your own channel. You don't allow every Tom, Dick, and Harry to come and share their opinions if their opinions are going to be a source of fitna or deviation for fellow Muslims. Durr.
Milkshake.
I'm not milk. You didn't do your He didn't do his research. Huh, brother? He didn't do his research. You should have done your research.
Yeah, and you know what's scary about that person has absolutely no...
those are the teenage kids with the iMacs and the Scribe with the credit card on it. Those are actually his audience, primarily teenage kids. Those were not my audience. It was like older people.
No training in the deen. And if he's here, I'd say it to his face, because I'm 6'5" and I got these fly shoes on.
And so if I were there, I don't want to refute, because I refuted him before, but I can't help but find this very funny and ironic that, I don't know, 15 years later, he's wearing the same shirt, doing the same thing with Daniel in the masjid. I mean, it's you cannot make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. And every single thing that he accused me of then, he did again. And he doubled down again. And the irony of all ironies is, back when he challenged me, obviously I was in Saudi Arabia, I wasn't going to fly all the way to America. But Daniel was actually in Houston. So he was able to actually go down there and deal with it. And then, Suhaib just got burnt. A deviant burnt another deviant. That's really what happened.
And secondly, I will say this. The scary thing is you compare...
Okay, whatever. So let's go back to this.
You did.
All right. By the way, Ikhwan, you guys do know that skeptic is a word with a negative connotation? I don't understand how Daniel is so happy with the name the Muslim skeptic. And if you think about it, there's a subliminal message and there's an embedded meaning that is displayed in his followers' behavior. Like, his followers are the materialization of skepticism. Like, everybody is so skeptical of others. Either we're Madkhalis. Notice how he truly thinks he is the lion of Islam, and then the whole world is basically joining hands against him. Like me with Javid and Sajid with I don't know who, and Apus and all the Apus or whatever that guy's name is, and all these people supposedly, all of us are coming together and teaming up against him because he's such a fantastic, amazing defender of Islam, and all of us are a bunch of hypocrites, sellouts, agents. So apparently we all have an agenda to cooperate and collaborate against him. That is like, you have to be really very intellectually decapitated to think that this is even the case. But genuinely, that's what he believes. Wallahu a'lam, based on his own statements and based on his own tweets and Telegram. And his followers are the same. The term skeptic, I just want to meaning of, I just want you to see for yourself. No, not skeptical. Let's together discover what this means. A person inclined to question or doubt accepted opinions. MashaAllah, Tabarak ar-Rahman. A person inclined to question or doubt accepted opinions. Does that sound to you like, what's his name? The Daniel 100%. An ancient or modern philosopher who denies the possibility of knowledge or even rational belief in some sphere. Yani, subhanallah al-azim, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable how the name itself is a problem. The name itself is a problem. Anyways.
Perhaps we have
So you've been warned.
the Daniels in our community who love to destroy our leadership, who love to wreck our imams, who find pleasure in destroying and lying. Everything he said about me is a complete lie. But he never called me to ask. I'm willing to talk to you about anything you want to talk about. But stop lying about me and be a man and come
Look at this funny imam, by the way. He's sitting there having a
and
blast.
visit me in my face. I'm here in Houston. You can go to Pinkerton. I'll get you some brisket. Bring the cameras. It's all good. I'm not imam anymore. I could be a little loose. Although Daniel won't like it. Dang, Daniel. I'm here. Anyone see?
Look at this guy. Man, you see the resemblance? Like, this guy hasn't grown up in like 20 years. Like, he literally did exactly the same tone of voice. Milkshake. And now he's saying, Daniel. Go on, Daniel. Like, he has not grown up. He hasn't learned from his mistakes. He just learned today. He made a video where he publicly apologized for his so-called mistakes. And then he still insisted on some of the other deviant matters. Ajib.
Daniel in the audience? He's good at making videos, but he ain't here now. If you're a man, meet me in person.
Again,
let him know I said that on his
television. He's always challenging people's manhood depending on meeting him. Bro, nobody wants to meet you. Wallahi, if I saw you down the street, I'm sorry, the last thing I would think is that you're an imam. Like, with all due respect, or I don't know if there's any due respect, you're a deviant at the end of the day. I would think you're a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. I would think you're on some heavy drugs. Nobody's gonna think you're an imam, let alone drive somewhere to actually meet you. Daniel, because he loves drama, and well, maybe he was a man of his word in this occasion, he went down and actually dealt with it. But ain't nobody trying to go anywhere to meet you regarding anything, and believe me, they're all men. You're just insignificant in the da'wah scene. You think you've done a lot for the da'wah. What have you done for the da'wah? What have you done for the da'wah أصلا؟ يعني لا عقيدة صحيحة ولا منهج صحيح ولا أدب ولا أخلاق ولا شيء. يعني كله عفن بعفن. الله يصلحك.
Telegraph brothers. And for those of you who follow Daniel, tell that brother, I'm here all weekend long.
MashaAllah.
Let's sit down in front of everyone and talk about your lies.
All right.
Yeah, explain to me why you didn't clear with the masjid before asking me to come. You have a whole lecture.
Lying about me.
I didn't lie about you. We want to talk about that.
did lie about me.
We're going to talk about the lies. We're going to talk about the lies. Yeah.
All right, so I'm actually not gonna spend time on this because you've seen the video. Most of you have seen the video. All I'm gonna say is, here's the issue. First of all, Daniel definitely burnt out Suhaib Webb. Suhaib Webb definitely made a fool out of himself by not acknowledging the mistake right then and there. But Daniel, because he himself does not hold the proper aqidah, nor is tawheed something important in his manhaj, in his da'wah, he did not even bother to bring up to him anything regarding the issue of the Ashari aqidah or the Sufi beliefs, because he himself doesn't have a problem with them. He actually is a pro fanboy of the school of Deoband. Whether he's a Deobandi or he romanticizes the Deobandism or he's affectionate toward them, whatever the case may be, whether he himself holds these beliefs or not, this is deviance in and of itself. This is a problem in and of itself. And the brother did not even bother at any point in time to discuss all they were talking about. Look at the subject matter. They're talking about transgenders or some lady who was a woman or a man. You don't know what she was. They're talking about Playboy magazines. They're talking about Drake and promoting music and haram. Yani, it's all aib aslan for in the first place for this to be taking place. This whole discussion was absolutely worthless. But what's really worse than that is the fact that nobody cares about the belief system of these people. Nobody cares about the aqidah of these people, both of them. And the Daniel's fans need to fear Allah. You need to fear Allah. He is not going to save you from the question in the grave, ya akhwan. Daniel will not answer on your behalf in the grave. You will have to answer Allah for Tawheed. You will have to answer Allah for Man Rabbuk wa ma dinuk wa ماذا تقول في هذا الرجل أي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. You will have to answer on your own. And you watching his debates day and night with super chats where he makes buckloads of money off of you, ya masakin, and people donate money for this for him, and they join his institute and all this, where he's collecting money sitting from the comfort of his own home, making money off of you fools, and you fools continue to supply him and defend him in all of his adventures and expeditions. Where are you learning Tawheed if you're not listening to anyone but him? If you're listening to someone besides him, who are you listening to and who are you learning Tawheed from? Now, I'm really curious to know. Where do you guys get your Tawheed from? Where do you understand Allah's names and attributes from? Where do you understand Allah's Rububiyyah and Uluhiyyah from? Where are you learning Islam from? Because you're not going to learn Islam from him. You're going to learn how to debate a liberal person. You're going to learn how to debate a feminist. You're going to learn how to debate a porn addict. You're going to learn how to debate, I don't know, all kinds of, the weird people that he brings onto his platform, where he still makes money from them and from you. Not from them, from you. But their presence, brings more money because people love those debates. What are you doing for your akhirah? When was the last time you attended a class that actually benefited you and got you closer to Allah? Like, you're going to tell me after you watch these videos, you have strong iman and you enjoy your salah? Do you really enjoy your salah after one of these debates where all kinds of filth takes place? 6-hour debate, people donating money with huge amounts. Astaghfirullah, the deen is a joke, the deen is a business, the deen is entertainment. There's no harm in having courses and charging money, no problem. But where's the value? Where is the value? Where's your ROI, your return on investment? What are you supporting for? So your chat can be read? Will you just, act like a complete sheep in front of the rest of the Muslims? We should have some self-dignity and some self-honor as well. We should know where to draw the line. Do I have to speak about his videos acting like a homosexual, or him acting like a woman? Or him, mocking the girl that was crying for not going to school, and all this lowly behavior. And even though people are teaming up against him, the reasons differ. But he's definitely one of the most insulting people you will ever meet. He does not desist. Subhanallah, he does not desist. Look at his telegram. Ya akhwan, look at his telegram. Wallah al-azim, it's something that is real. Look, this is how he speaks to Sajid. Sajid, one of the nicest people you will ever interact with. Anybody who sees his videos finds serenity and calmness and tranquility. This is how he speaks to him. Look at how willing I was to be nice to Sajid. Nice, mashallah. To defend him against accusations that he's a fed, etc. Even look at his Rent Khali video where I say positive things about him. But what does that ingrate do? He spreads these lies about me being tied to terror groups. Fear Allah, scumbag. Yeah, even when Sajid merely quotes a hadith, he just quotes a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. That is a reminder for all of us. He gets humiliated with these words by this so-called, I don't know what to call him, wallahi. Wallahi, I don't know what to call him. All of his telegram is nothing but attacks and filth and disgust. It's just, it's a trash bin. I don't understand how the people don't. Now his beef with this guy. Imam Mark Manley, Allahu Alam where this guy came from. Another clueless guy. He doesn't even understand modern language. The people are telling him that, he was caught in 4K, and he understood literally that it's 4K. He's like, who cares about the quality and the resolution? It's like, dude, it's an expression that the youth use, man. And people told him in like 1 million tweets. And he still made a video after all this and saying, still baffled by why would he care about the 4K versus 8K? And I'm like, yeah, akhi, people are just, everybody's jumping in. He made a video. Suhaib is making a video. Everybody's making a video. Look, man, it's not about making videos. It's about all of us protecting ourselves. I'm going to say it loud and clear. Yeah, brothers and sisters, they are, the Prophet ﷺ drew a line in the sand. And he said, هَذَا صِرَاطُ اللَّهِ هَذَا صِرَاطُ اللَّهِ مُسْتَقِيمًا. Then he drew lines on the side. And he said, هَذِهِ سُبُل. These are paths. On the top of each one of them is a shaitan calling you to himself. Then he recited the statement of Allah, وَأَنَّ هَذَا صِرَاطِ مُسْتَقِيمًا فَاتَّبِعُوهُ وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا السُّبُلَ فَتَفَرَّقَ بِكُمْ عَنْ سَبِيلِهِ. And that this is my straight path, so follow it and do not follow other paths, otherwise it will mislead you. All we're trying to do, my brothers and sisters, is promote Islam according to the understanding of the companions and the first 3 generations. This is our da'wah. This is not madkhalism. This is not rent-khalism. This is not any other name that you've coined and invented to insult. It's not Wahhabism. It's none of that. Wallahi, billahi wa tallahi. All that we want is that you and I and every Muslim practices Islam according to the understanding of the first early generations. And the understanding of the early generations based on the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ is that when there's corruption and when the leader does A or B and you have a problem with what he's doing, you don't go and publicly criticize him. That's all that we're doing. Because we're not publicly criticizing them, everybody equates this to defending him. They say if you're not publicly criticizing him, you mean defending him. Wallahi, you're lying. Wallahi, that does not equate defending. The fact that we're remaining silent because we were told by the Prophet ﷺ to remain silent by Allah makes us obedient to the Sunnah. It does not make us agents or bootlickers or any of these words that you're using against us. And Wallahi, you will be asked by Allah on Yawm al-Qiyamah and you will pay back. And I will be more than happy, and so will be the other brothers, to get our money, our rights from you. When you will see that in the bank account there was 0 from the Saudi government, 0 money from anybody, You will see. When you see all that, or if somebody gave me a gift, we use it fi sabilillah for da'wah. When this happens, you will have to give me all of your good deeds, and so are the other brothers that you keep accusing of all types of stuff. Because let's keep it real. If you get invited to give lectures in certain places, they're gonna give you a gift. Does that mean that you are actually given the gift? You're given the da'wah for the gift? No. No. And until now, by the way, the mashayikh, anywhere they go, they get the gifts, and most of them say we don't want them, and we don't need them, and they don't take them. Number one. Number two, it doesn't matter what you're given. What matters is, does anyone tell you what to say or what not to say? By Allah, not once has anyone ever gotten involved in anything, any lecture. Look at all the lectures that I've given anywhere in the world. No one has ever been involved in don't say this or say that. We say what we believe is the truth, and the message is unchanged, and the message is very straightforward and clear cut. I'm saying these things because I usually wouldn't say them, because I'm trying to help you stop slandering your fellow Muslims and your fellow brothers and sisters. Stop thinking that we're agents or that we're bootlickers or that we work for the government simply because we are trying to obey the Prophet ﷺ by not publicly criticizing, because publicly criticizing will open up the door for all types of fitan that we have seen happen from the time of the Sahaba up until today. Anytime the people went against their rulers publicly, it wreaked havoc in the Muslim land, and there was bloodshed and death, and there was clamping down on them, and the situation never got better. They were never able to get rid of a ruler and bring someone better than him. It almost every single time it only got worse. So we learn from these things, and we obey the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. If you don't want to obey the sunnah, and you want to get some incidents here and there and use those as the foundation and ignore 100 ahadith that tell you otherwise, no problem. You will deal with the consequences on Yawm al-Qiyamah. But for now, just be quiet about other people who are following the hadith, who are following this foundational principle that is established in the books. If you don't know it, go to the long lecture of Sheikh Abdul Aziz Al-Haqqan and Abdurrahman Hassan. Both gave long lectures on this very subject matter, the matter of khuruj and criticizing the ruler, and everything you want to know is already been out there. Maybe we'll put the links for you inshallah in the description, so that will make it easier for you to search them. But instead of you running your mouth, take the time to actually learn. Take the time to learn and educate yourself, so you don't continue to transgress against your brothers. So, هذا والله أعلم وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد جزاكم الله خيرا. Oh, and by the way, if I've ever offended anyone on Twitter or elsewhere, I apologize. Okay, I apologize for offending anyone, for being mean. It's a shortcoming that I have, and I'm working on it. In hindsight, please help me out by having some respect, having some decency. You don't always have to go low and then force the people to retaliate with something also low. Try to be a little more decent and respectful, and then you will be treated accordingly. You know, it will make it easier for everybody. If you didn't just come on the attack and belittled the person. People talk about bold. Yeah, I shave my hair. Get your glasses this, your beard that. What do you want, man? People just be saying nonsense. So you don't have to go that route, you know? Just be nice. If you're nice, we will be nice. And if everybody's nice, we will all learn from each other, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.